Donald thought his home was a sanctuary, a place to retire in peace. He never expected to realize he was living with a ticking human time bomb.
And she hit me as hard as she could. I am in fear for my life. I don't trust her. She's threatened my wife to kill her.
Why is an 80-year-old man locking his own bedroom door? Because the granddaughter he raised from childhood has just made a death threat he can't ignore.
He's been threatening her to take the baby away.
I've been falsely arrested for battery before. My baby don't understand his stuff. He needs his mama. I will never, ever forgive you.
On April 27th, 2024, Florida deputies arrived at a quiet residence. They found a grandfather with a hemorrhaging eye and a look of pure, unadulterated terror.
Does he have injuries or redness or anything like that?
It's hard to tell. It looks like it could be red, but he's also got like that sun-kissed skin. It's all wrinkly. But it looks like he's got a little redness under his left eye. Sorry.
It's domestic anyways. Grandfather, does she live here with him?
She does.
And it's grandfather, granddaughter.
The suspect is Taylor. Her grandparents took her in when she was 8 years old, extending their guardianship until she was an adult.
You know, the other dog is fine.
Those dogs, we're trying to get rid of them.
It's okay. You already gave your driver's license to the deputies?
I did, sir.
Perfect. Who do you live here with?
My wife, Kelly.
And she also lives here?
Temporarily.
Right. What is her name?
Taylor.
And she's your granddaughter?
Yes.
Yeah.
How long has Taylor been here for?
Since she was 8 years old.
Well, no.
Living here, I mean.
No.
Oh.
With you guys.
What started as an act of grace has devolved into a nightmare. The morning began with a screaming match over something as trivial as bathroom towels.
There's no money, no job.
Okay, that's all right. Let me see.
Well-
I don't mind that you guys are together and everything, but I'm going to talk to him and kind of get his side of the story.
Okay.
And then, did you see anything that happened?
No,
You did not see anything?
no.
Okay.
I was in the other room.
All right, Mr. Donald, why are we here? What happened?
Both of us heard crying in the room, which is not abnormal.
Go back to the very
Hold on.
beginning.
Here, I'll tell you what.
Deputies begin documenting the physical fallout. They notice the distinct redness under Donald's left eye, the physical proof of a family's collapse.
Can you do me a favor, talk to my partner or hang out with him?
Go back to the very
Okay,
beginning.
we're going to go from the beginning. Like, what? I don't mean like days ago. I mean like today, like the last hour or so, like what happened?
Okay, well,
you heard crying in...
First of all, this morning there was a big blow up. I said it was a big blow up this morning. She called my wife every name that you could possibly name, every filthy name you could possibly.
This morning?
Yeah.
The tension had been simmering for hours. Taylor was already on edge due to a toxic custody battle with her child's father in Palmetto.
So big blowout,
Big blow up
being
this morning.
belligerent with your wife.
Yeah. And it was over towels in the bathroom.
All right, hold on one second. And that was over an argument?
Over just a stupid argument over some towels in the bathroom.
By sunset, the house was pitch black. Donald heard sobbing coming from Taylor's room and made the mistake of trying to help.
We try to keep our house as clean as we can.
All right, so what happened now,
Okay.
the last 20 minutes? You heard crying in the in her bedroom or?
She was crying in her bedroom. She's on the computer with her earmuffs on, and she's in there crying. And my wife, Kelly, said, oh, she must be talking to Jorge.
In Taylor's mind, a grandfather's concern was a tactical assault. She didn't use words to tell him to leave. She used her fist.
That's the father of that child. Okay. And I said, oh, well, that's normal. Yeah, it's normal. She's in there crying. So I walked into the bedroom. It's pretty much pitch dark. There's no lights. And I said, what's going on? That's all I said was, what's going on?
So you walked in the bedroom?
I did. Right to the door. Just to the door.
Donald didn't argue. He didn't fight back. He retreated into the kitchen, his hands shaking as he fumbled to find his phone.
Did you actually go in or no?
No. I walked right to the door, just like this, right to the door. And I said, what's going on?
So you never went in?
No. And I said, what's going on? And she got up off her thing, and she said, it's none of your business. And she hit me as hard as she could in my left side. It doesn't hurt anymore, but I can still tell I got hit.
While Donald talks to one deputy, his wife Kelly explains the reality of living with someone who refuses to manage their mental health.
So what exactly happened?
My granddaughter was in a very bad way today. She's bipolar. She was in a bad way. She expressed that to me a couple of different times, and I backed off.
Expressed what?
To stay away You know,
Stay away from her,
yeah,
or
stay away. You know,
she expressed that to you today, or
yeah.
Kelly had spent the entire day walking on eggshells, knowing a firestorm was coming. She tried to warn Donald, but he didn't understand the triggers.
She said, I'm not having a good day. And that happens with a person who's in that state. I understand a little bit about bipolar because I research it. My husband doesn't, okay? And I understand that there are triggers with people who are bipolar. And I'm pretty sure she got a pretty good trigger today.
The officers find Taylor in the bedroom with her child. She is calm at first, but the energy in the room is about to shift violently.
did you see her smack him or hit him or anything?
No.
You didn't see that at all?
No.
But you saw your husband go and ask her what's
I saw
wrong?
him very upset when he left the room.
Okay, so you saw him go to the bedroom and ask her what's wrong, but you never saw what happened after that?
Correct.
In Florida, domestic battery is a mandatory arrest. The deputies have no choice but to take Taylor into custody, despite her 7-month-old infant being present.
Do me a favor, turn around, put your hands behind your back. At this point, you're being placed under arrest for domestic battery.
You had me in my room.
When that happens, so I'm gonna be honest with you.
The moment the handcuffs appear, Taylor's bad day turns into a full-scale defensive meltdown. She immediately begins spinning a new narrative.
You
guys told me I was allowed to hit him if he came at me first.
Well,
I've been falsely arrested for battery before. You guys told me if I was in a closed room and they came at me.
Listen to me.
She ignores the officer's commands, screaming for a witness who isn't there. She hopes a child named Liam can save her from the truth.
If that happened, you should have called 911. Okay, and he's
me when I was a kid. I couldn't
listen.
me.
He's denying ever saying he went into your room, and so did his wife. So
Taylor begins to weaponize her role as a mother, using her child as a shield against the legal reality of what she did to her grandfather.
Liam,
let's go over here.
There's a little boy in the room who heard the whole thing go down named Liam. He knows the truth. No, this isn't right. This isn't the truth.
Hold on.
My baby don't understand his stuff. He needs his mama.
The deputies remain focused. They need to know how to care for the child before they transport Taylor to the county jail.
How do you feed the baby?
Hold on, I'm starting to panic. Give me a second, please.
How do you feed the baby?
I'm sorry, I have really bad anxiety. Just give me a second, please. I need just a second.
Taylor's panic reaches a breaking point. She claims her anxiety is too high to breathe, yet she still finds the breath to curse the man who raised her.
From you right here.
Can someone actually tell me what I did wrong? No,
Listen, you smacked him in the face. He told us that. You told us that yourself. He has a little bit of redness on his cheek, and he's got some like a red.
The investigation concludes with a sobering realization. Donald isn't just a victim of a slap. He's a victim of a decade of misplaced trust.
when he comes at me, like, you guys are really gonna wait for me to get beaten to a pulp?
Well, unfortunately,
like, I'm not gonna wait for that.
Taylor, unfortunately,
this isn't the end of the crime. In our next episode, you will see how a girl was found alone in the heart of the jungle. To see that story, click the video on the screen now.